I'm the general manager of Blueberry Funded. I've been in the CFD industry for almost 9 years. My background is in brokerage and liquidity management.
It's very pleasure to have you on the platform, and now I'm very keen to see all the experience you got from the Blueberry Funded and all those things. So introduce yourself to our audience.
Awesome. No, it's great to be here. So I'm Marcus Featherston. I'm the general manager of Blueberry Funded. So I run quite a bit of the show over here, bringing broker-backed prop firms to the world. The core mission of sustainability is what we're about. And yeah, I'm really keen to have a discussion with you.
I love to see all the questions and I answer the questions also. So like I will ask you some questions, few questions for the audience as well. I know you are very busy guy because you manage all the things as the creation part. So I'm not gonna ask you a lot of questions, just few questions so that people and audience that are new, they can know about the who you are and what the experience you got from the Blueberry Funded. So my first question is going to be like, how do you come across with the Blueberry Funded and how do you get into it?
How did I get into it? So I've been in the CFD industry for almost 9 years. My background is in brokerage and liquidity management, more on that side of the CFD industry. Around 3 years ago, a broker I was working at had the opportunity to start providing platform services, infrastructure for a lot of prop firms, and that threw me into all the weird and wonderful things in the prop trading space. And I've been really focused on it ever since. So that was my original background into the prop world. And over time, I ended up getting into technology, white labeling, and consulting of prop firms, where the space really started to grow. But something that I was always very keen on, or something that I saw as a good long-term platform to bring prop firms really into the long term, is this idea of broker-backed prop trading. Like, I think that brokers offer the right infrastructure, compliance, regulations, and experience to help make prop firms go from being a very new, fast-trending industry into something much more viable long-term. And so it was something I was very passionate about. And over time, conversations came up with Blueberry Markets, who an Australian-based broker. They've been around for 8-9 years now, service over 50,000 live active traders. And they were very interested in being a bit more active in the prop space, and we came to this conclusion of this idea being sort of the best thing that the space really needed, not just in general, but given all the things we've seen in the prop space over the last year, that this was something I think traders are very much after, and that was really the background of how we decided to launch this. So we threw ourselves in the deep end a bit. And the community feedback and response has been amazing so far. I think we've grown a lot faster than we initially anticipated. We've played a bit of catch up with processes and tech and a few things, but it's been great to really see the vision and what we think the space needs, be received in that way. And traders really keen for a more long-term sustainable vision of what prop firms can be after what a lot of traders have experienced, in the last year.
Yeah, that's good. Like, I am very curious to know more about it because all you told about the sustainability and all that thing, it's really sustainable platform as whatever I have seen. So whenever I came across with the Instagram and all those social media, I like see the ads whenever platform comes in just about one day and it launch in one day and it get scammed by people and all those things. So like these platforms are coming day to day and scamming people, and then there is no sustainability in those platforms. People really can't get that thing whether the platform is really good or not. So how do you differ the Blueberry Funded from those platforms, and like what is the structure of the Blueberry Funded that provides trader sustainability?
Yeah, and it's a good question. Look, we've seen that. We've seen so many prop firms continue to enter the space, even after what we've seen for the last year. And I think the sad thing about it is, look, a lot of traders do get scammed. A lot of bad things happen to them. But the worst occurrences of that are sort of the scams that I don't think the prop firm owners even realize that they're running. Like, I think to start a prop firm, there's a lot of technologies, there's a lot of options out there. It's not hard to start one these days. You can launch, do some giveaways, buy one, get one free offers, all the e-commerce tricks to bring in traders. Like, that's not too hard. That's easy. The hard part is sustaining it over the long term. Like, I always joke to people, running a prop firm is the hardest, easiest money that you can make. I think that you can bring in the sales quite rapidly. And the problem with the space is that people focus on it purely as an e-commerce game. And, if you're looking at it through an e-commerce lens, you're thinking, cool, I'll make the product cheaper. I'll make it more competitive. I'll make the programs easier to pass, and you think you're doing a good job because I'm giving the traders what they want. But the problem with that is sometimes you have to take off your trader hat and put your business hat on and think to yourself, like, what's actually sustainable? Because the other half of the equation, it's not just sales, it's sustainability, it's risk management, it's financials. And so, I think people are very quick to call out scams in the prop space, which is fair enough. It's one of the best things about it, I think, in the Twitter space. It's very open. It's a collaborative community where people want to help out other traders. But I think the sad thing is a lot of people start prop firms, with very big ambitions, and they're not always trying to scam people. They just simply don't know what they're doing. So it's unfortunate to, even after the last year, we're still seeing that happen every month. You don't have to look far on Twitter to see another firm is blown up from not doing the right thing or not knowing what they're doing. Now, what makes Blueberry Funded different to all of those? I mean, the main, the elephant in the room is that, we are a broker-backed prop firm. We are part of the Blueberry group of companies, an established company that's, regulated in multiple jurisdictions and services tens of thousands of traders, all around the world. This isn't just a project that they've, done because it's trending. They had involvement in the prop space before doing infrastructure and technology services. And it's a very, well thought through structured effort to enter the prop space. So it's not something that, they're looking to do lightly. We're looking to do this long term, and that informs the product that we're going to offer. And that's probably the next reason why we're more sustainable is the way we've built our challenges, the way we've built our rules, we've done with sustainability first. Are we the, easiest to pass prop firm out there? Are we the most lenient? Definitely not. And, we don't make a secret of that. We like to put our rules in plain text in our FAQs. We're quite strict at the end of the day. We don't make it, easy to pass, and ultimately trading is hard at the end of the day. And our rules reflect that challenge that trading is. And as part of that, we do that, not just to make it sustainable in a financial sense, but to actually help people become better traders. And the data really shows that, sustainability, it's not just a slogan or something we plaster all over the website. Being live for a few months now, we've done over $400,000 in payouts. When we actually look at the data, our funded trader profitability rate is, give or take around 60%, which, based on a lot of studies and polls done out there, is about double the industry average. So, we get people come in with suggestions all the time. We wish it was easier, like this prop firm or that prop firm. But the fact of the matter is in the data that, we're seeing the trader success happen with our rules. So I think because of that, we're able to build longer term trader success. We're built on a much more sturdier infrastructure as well, being broker backed. And look, it's not just, again, a branding thing or a legal entity thing. We have the trading infrastructure upstream with a regulated broker, create our simulated trading conditions to be as similar as possible to what a broker offers. So we get a lot of benefits to that. And ultimately, that's what's helping us build the firm, for the long term. So I think we have access to a wider range of infrastructure, backing, and sustainable rules that set us apart from the competition.
Yeah, that's definitely 100% right. And whatever I have seen in the Blueberry Funded, it's totally different from other platforms, because in terms of scamming with the people, what they do actually, the top platforms, I have seen those top platforms which are the industry in for a long time. And those platforms, what they do actually, whenever a new rule comes into the platform, they post it on the Twitter, but not on the Discord, not on the website. And then they said, oh, you breached this rule. And then like they breached the account and said that you violated your account. And that's how people got scammed. And they couldn't even say anything about the platform that it is a scam or not, because they announced it, but on the Twitter. But in the case of Delivery Funded, everything is clear. Like I have seen that news trading rule there, like you guys highlighted that particular thing with the bold text, that you cannot really open trade in between this time frame. So I love to see, like I have never seen this thing in FAQ section. I just went through all the things with the Delivery Funded, and I whatever I have seen was totally genuine and 100% legit thing.
Yeah, and it's detailed. Like, look, it is a lot for people to go through and to read. Like, there's no doubts of that. But at the end of the day, trading's a very serious pursuit that we ask our traders to ultimately take seriously. And so, yeah, there's a lot of things to read through, but we ultimately think it's for the benefit and the long-term sustainability of the traders. And like, yeah, it's interesting when you talk about big firms and people changing rules. I remember when it's a tough industry, and what we're trying to do, it is an uphill battle because we're trying to change the narrative, saying that it's not a question of us being strict. It's a question of, I legitimately think a lot of our people out there are too lenient in other prop firms. I mean, back when I worked on the consulting side, it was a tough discussion to have with people. They come in and say, with the rules they want to run their prop firm with, and I would say, looking at the data, looking at everything, I don't think that's going to work for you long term. And they'd always come back and say, well, this top prop firm does it, this other top prop firm does it, they couldn't be that big if they weren't, doing everything right. But as we then learned at the start of this year, a lot of those prop firms weren't doing everything right. There was a lot more under the hood that we couldn't possibly see. And so it's one of those things you have to look into it long term with. And it's like us. People message me all the time saying, make this easier, change this. This other prop firm lets me do this. And, I often say, well, let's wait a year and see if they change their rules, because and sometimes it's not even a matter of opinion. I can literally, you can look at the number, you can look at the data, you can say, based on their leverage, drawdown, all the plan rules, if you actually put it into like a Monte Carlo simulation, or you run 10,000 example challenges on it on certain, win fail rates against market volatility, you could kind of mathematically prove like this firm can't actually sustain itself on these challenges for 6, 12 plus months unless they have something else going on in the background, some crazy dynamic hedging strategy. So it's something when I think, look, it's easy as a trader. You want the best possible conditions for yourself. But, I always warn people, it's the old adage, like, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. So I always say to people, it's not always about who's going to give you the most drawdown, the highest leverage, the cheapest challenge. It's, if you are successful as a trader, you're getting your payouts. Where's your simulated capital and your payouts most safe for in 3, 6, 12 plus months? And that's the big question I think traders need to ask themselves. And I'd like to think Blueberry Funded is the solution to that. There are some other great firms out there, but that's sort of our main mission statement and what we're committing to on our side.
Yeah, I also think the same, because like I compared the price of the Blueberry Funded of 5K challenge, and I have seen there is no platform out there which is like have this cheap price. I don't want to name it, but the platform that I was like talking about, the comparing about, I'm not going to name it, but that is very popular platform and people love to trade there before. But now the rules are ruined totally. But compared to that platform, if we compare the 5K challenge, it's only cost about $35. Even if you put the discount code, it's nothing, like $29 or something, or more $31. So like compared to the price, people can afford the price, and also they are getting the value more than the price, because Blueberry Funded is backed by the broker, which is Blueberry Markets, and Blueberry Markets is the world class broker. Like it is not your regular broker in any city or any country. It is the worldwide broker which is very popular in the people. And like I usually think, like whenever a platform is broker backed and the broker itself is a very popular, then there is very high chance of the sustainability of the platform. Like there is not going to go any issue about the scamming or anything. That's why I just suggest the people that go for the Blueberry Funded, because it's sustainable. Even if you like you hold your challenge for about 12 months, it's not going to anywhere. If you have any payout, they will pay you, only then anything will happen. Like they are not going to scam you. I just like make them understand. I get to understand the people, and that's where I got the validity of for the Blueberry Funded. Because yeah, this is totally fine platform I have ever seen, because broker backed platform make a trust between the traders. That's what I think.
Yeah, and it's the thing about that is like, look, broker backed in itself, look, it's not something we're just relying on the existing brand and then just operating. Like we have a high standard to uphold. Like Blueberry Markets has been a very established broker, regulated, based out of Australia, has, entities all over the world, serviced a lot of traders. So we have a high standard that we need to meet as well. And that's the thing. As much as I'd like to think we're leading the way with broker-backed prop firms, not all broker-backed prop firms are equal. Or I would always advise traders, even if it's not Blueberry Funded, look under the hood a bit at broker-backed prop firms. Like you mentioned, as much as there's a lot of smoke and mirrors in the prop space, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors in the broker space. A lot of people are now releasing broker-backed prop firms, and they're saying, oh, it's broker-backed, so it's fine. And look at the broker, see where they're registered, look at their reviews, look at their background as well, because as much as I believe brokerages are the best long-term solution for the prop space, like brokers, like prop firms, they're not all built equal, and they all operate very differently. So I'd always advise traders to look more deeply and analyze the firm that they're going to go with before committing, even if they are broker-backed.
Yeah, that's why I had the popular broker, not the regular one, because there are many platforms out there promoting themselves like, oh, I have a broker, we are broker backed. So the thing is, like, a broker itself is not the popular. It's not even the regulation. So whenever broker comes and the platform said we have a broker, it is not sustainable, guys. You have to research about it. What about the Blueberry markets? It is totally sustainable, because it get used to do like the funded trader and all the platforms already used it. And after the all the things happened with the MT4 MT5, so this, with the sustainability, they like remove those platforms because of the security reason. Now what I think in my perspective, There are some platforms, I'm not going to name it because this is a different podcast. I already made the video on the channel, and those platforms like validating themselves as saying that we are the broker backed. But whenever I'm seeing like many people get scammed by those platforms. So this is why I suggest you to went through with the platform and how, like, what is the broker, is there any track record or not of the broker or the platform, only then enter in the platform. And if we compare blueberry funded to other platforms, then blueberry funded is backed by blueberry markets, and if you get a track record, like there is millions of dollar which is in the cash flow, so you don't have to worry about your $100 payout or like $1,000 100K even. So that's why I'm telling you, like, Blueberry Funded is the fine platform I've ever seen, and there are many reasons to it. That's why I'm saying this. So my like last question is going to be, because I know you got no time at all, like you're a busy person. You
No,
also
I always have time for you. I love hearing the sound of my own voice too much. Is what it's what people tell me. So I always love doing these, and I probably don't do enough. I love to get our message out a lot more clearly because sometimes I think traders don't get to meet the owners of prop firms enough, or if they do, it's more yeah, it's a bit more surface level. But I love to dive deep on what we're doing, things we're working on, and we're only 2 or 3 months in. Like we're really just getting started. We're still just testing the waters. Like we're building out a lot more cool things, new challenges, new platforms, and more sort of things we're looking to do upstream as well with our traders who are successful on our scaling plans. So still early days for us, but no, really appreciate coming on and having a chat.
Yeah. And guys, if you don't know about like Marcus, he and me already got discussed, like already discussed about the platform and upcoming plans. And like I can tell you, this platform is going to boom in the industry because the plan that they are bringing in the platform is different. Like I can't even tell you right now because you will see in the future what they are bringing in the platform and all those things. But see, I am very sure that after that thing, you don't even need to do any crazy thing in there. You can just make money by just going through with that platform, because the upcoming plans are going to be crazy. So I'm seeing you on the Twitter space as well, like you make the content. I am seeing on the YouTube. So that's why I am saying the way, like you don't have enough time and you're a busy person, because you are all in one. Like you got experience from the platform, you are the content creator, you also manage all the affiliate things. This is totally fine, and I am saying like this is awesome. It's going to be very helpful for the people, because people really don't understand what is a sustainable platform, why the broker is not sustainable and all those things. They got scammed, that's why. And
Yeah,
with this podcast, like I am very sure that with this podcast, people, like if 1% of the people can be aware of those things, then this video and this podcast is going to be helpful for them.
yeah.
Like I got too much experience from this podcast, like the sustainability model and all those things.
No, awesome, and I'm glad to be here. I mean, if you want to do any more in the future, I'm always down to talk. I've got a lot of opinions on the industry and on prop firms and brokers. It's pretty much all I ever do. It's a sick addiction, I guess, at the end of the day, but something I love doing. So yeah, always keen to talk further.
Yeah, we can talk further and like discuss about the plans, upcoming plans for our audience as well. So yeah, everything is cooking here. Like you will see, guys, what is cooking here in the platform space and with the channel. Everything you will see. So hope you like this podcast. If you like this, thumbs up, and if you are new to this channel, subscribe this channel, and also do follow Marcus on the Twitter as well. Like he is very good person. If you like come across with the Twitter, and also like you go through with the YouTube, he make content about the platforms, and these content are not dedicated only to the Blueberry Funded. He also make the content about the sustainability of the platform and how a platform really stays in the industry. All those things about, he already discussed about that. So make sure you follow him also. So I will drop the link in the description so that you can follow him as well. And also I will drop a link of the Blueberry Funded so that you can join from there. That is the very good thing. This is going to be my first podcast on the YouTube channel, so that's why I'm a bit nervous here. And also, like I asked about the questions and all those things. Hope you like, guys, this video.